So I think some of you are carrying on from gentle yoga and some of you have just joined. Lovely to see you. I'm going to start the practice today seated. So if you need to prop yourself up on anything, please do, and find yourself an easy cross-legged position if you can. Or if you're not able to sit cross-legged, take your legs out in front of you or out to the side. You can come to settle with your hands resting on your legs, maybe closing your eyes. And taking a few moments to arrive in the body, to arrive on your mat. Drawing your attention to how you're feeling this evening, how you're feeling in the body, but also how your inner landscape is right now, your emotional landscape, and the quality of your breath. So that you're able to not only observe everything that's arising for you, but you're able to welcome it all into your practice. Taking a while just quietly, with nothing complicated, to simply notice the breath. Notice the breath and the sense of the body breathing itself. Being aware of the solidity of the support beneath you. Maybe you can feel your sitting bones. And a sense of a brightening across your chest, collarbones, and a softness and a brightness to the skin of your face. Are you able to feel the combination of feeling quite grounded and rooted through the base of your body, and a lightness and a lift up through the top of your body? Can you observe that for a moment, that combination of grounding and lifting? Maybe you can feel it in the side of your body from the hip creases to the armpits. Maybe out through the top of your head. And then inviting about 30% more softness into your body and into your breath right now. What does it feel like to soften around the edges? What happens to your breath when you soften around the edges of your body? And if you'd like to, and you haven't done so already, from this place of softness, groundedness, lift, choosing an intention for your practice, a particular focus or quality you'd like to keep coming back to, and maybe even take off your mat into the evening. And then bringing your hands together in front of the heart space, feeling the warmth of your palms touch, And taking a full breath into your heart space. And as you breathe out, bowing your head chin to your chest. Emptying your lungs completely, and when you're ready to breathe in, lifting your head gently, opening your eyes, and releasing your fingertips down to the floor. Really hope you have a lovely practice tonight, all of you, in your own very particular ways. Most importantly, hoping that you find exactly what you need right now. And bringing your hands and interlacing them over your head, turning the backs of your hands to rest on your head. And inhaling, and as you exhale, slowly pushing to straighten the arms, hands up towards the ceiling. We'll explore for a moment how with this lift, so we're accentuating the sense of a lift up, but at the same time rooting even more down through the base of your body. Maybe tilting your head back to look at your hands, but you don't need to. Maybe drawing your arms a little bit behind your ears if you're able to, and breathing space into the side body. Take a breath in, and on the breath out, come over to the right. Keep pushing through the hands and releasing down through the left hip as you breathe space into the left side of the body. With that softness. And then breathe into the top. And breathe out, come over to the left, relaxing in the right hip, pushing the hands away to the left. So even though I invited you to choose your own intentions, the overall intention for all of us, I would like to invite is a quality of softness into the practice. And I say that because it's so easy to wear ourselves out with yoga if we don't practice mindfully. I'm speaking from a little bit too much experience. And then breathing into the top. Now look up at your hands. And breathe out, release your arms down by your sides. And you should feel pretty warm around the shoulders now. You might want to roll your shoulders up to your ears. And round and back again. Let's do that again. Really delicious. One more time. Lovely. Okay, and then taking your fingertips back down again. And breathing in, lifting your arms to parallel. And breathing out, bending your elbows so your palms are facing forwards. So this is goddess arms or cactus arms. Can you soften in the front ribs so you're not sticking out your chest? Soften in the front ribs. And then inhale, squeeze your arms back behind you. And exhale, draw your forearms together, chin to your chest. And breathe in, squeeze. You can lift your chin a little. And breathe out, scoop in, scoop the navel in the sideways back. Let's just do one more, breathing in. And breathing out, scoop, really pushing the back of your ribs behind you. And then breathing in, open your arms out wide, fingertip to fingertip. And breathe out, give yourself a hug, right arm over the left, maybe holding onto your shoulder blades and having a little bit of a wriggle around. So in gentle yoga, we did this already on the back. And then breathing and opening out wide. And breathing out, left arm over the right, maybe reaching for your shoulder blades, having a little bit of a shimmy, a little bit of a wriggle here. Beautiful. And then breathing in, open out wide. This time we'll take full eagle arms if you're able to. So wrapping the right arm over the left. We're doing this pose a lot these days, and entangling the forearms if that's possible. Maybe the backs of your hands or your forearms meet. If this isn't available, keep your right arm straight and use the crook of your left elbow just to draw the arm across the body. You'll still get this lovely opening here. And then if you're in full eagle arms, see if you can lift your elbows up, take your hands away from your face, hitch your shoulders up to your ears with a breath in, And then release them. Slide the shoulder blades down the back on the breath out. Beautiful. And you have a choice of sitting here for a few breaths still, or moving around a little bit, circling a little bit. So there's nothing strained about this. It's more of an inquiry into where there are those little knots of stiffness around the shoulder blades, around the shoulders. You might want to circle in both directions. So good. And then taking a breath in. And as you breathe out, release the arms down. Maybe having a little bit of a shake. I'm a bit partial to Garudasana arms myself. And then breathing in, opening out wide again. And breathing out, left arm over the right. If you're not taking the full pose, use the crook of the right elbow to draw the left arm across the body. Otherwise, pressing the upper arms together, entangling the forearms, backs of the hands or palms together. And then lifting the elbows, taking the hands away from the face. Breathing in, hitching the shoulders up to the ears, and then slide everything away on the exhale. And decide here if you want to sit still, or if you fancy a little bit of a schmoozle. And I should take this opportunity as you're schmoozling to thank all of those of you who have taken up the invitation to donate through Just Giving to Refugee Action. It'd be lovely if we could reach the goal this week is for £500. I think we're at 300 at the moment. And on Sunday, I'm changing the charity. So it's 1 week per charity. And it feels really good. So thank you all so much. Those of you who still put money in my bank account, I've just transferred it over to Just Giving. Coming to be still, take a breath in. And then breathing out, release the arms. And take a moment here. If you need to wriggle around a little bit to release, then please do. And then we're going to change the cross of our legs. So we've got quite a long opening for this practice today in a seated position. You can tell when I'm feeling less energetic. Bringing the backs of your hands together, so your fingertips are pointing down past your heart space. And then breathing in, open up. And as you breathe out, twist to the right, take your left hand to your right knee and your right hand behind you. And you can just flop a little bit here. And then we can explore a little bit of a lift. So as you breathe in, re-energize the spine. And breathe out, receive the twist around to the right a little bit more. So we'll take a few breaths. There's a few things to think about. It's really nice to feel that the weight pouring down through the base of your body, really heavy. It's really nice to follow the spine up past the shoulder blades, right up to the skull to find length on the inhale. And then as you exhale, can you be aware that your abdominal organs are moving you? They're getting a massage here as you twist a little, especially good for the liver. As you twist a little to the right, and you can, if your neck enables you to, you're looking over your right shoulder and receiving the twist on the exhale. A little bit more. Left shoulder comes around. Lovely. One more breath in. And then breathing out. Coming back to the front, but keeping your left hand on the right knee. And breathing in, lift up the right arm. And as you breathe out, bring the right arm over your head. So we've got a lovely lever here. You're pulling your knee with the left arm and you're reaching over your head with the right arm, looking under your right armpit. And just see where you feel this cheeky little stretch. Breathe. Breathe. And then straighten up on the inhale. Exhale, release. Bringing the backs of your hands together again, fingers pointing down. Breathe in, gently open up, maybe looking up with your hands. And breathing out, twist to the left, right hand to the left knee. You can flop your shoulders to begin with. Left hand behind you. And take a while to really root down through the base of your body and then follow the spine up. Find length. And on the exhale, use your abdominal organs to move you to twist you a bit more to the left. Looking over your left shoulder with your eyes. And even with all of this discipline, even with all of this instruction, can you find softness? What does it feel like to soften here? Breathe. So this could not be a more different class to the Hatha Flow class last night. For those of you who were there, had some lovely feedback about that, but it's a very stripped back, no frills class. Going straight for the traditional poses, and today we're taking a long, lazy warm-up. Beautiful, take an inhale. And as you exhale, face back to the front with your right hand still on the knee, and then lift up the left arm, inhale. So you're already pulling your hand on the left knee. And exhale, come over to the right, left arm past the ear. And you might look under your left armpit. And take a few breaths, just feeling. And if you can't look under the left armpit, look down to the right. In fact, that's really nice to do that. And feel your way into this stretch. Lovely, 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 lovely. One more breath in and a breath out. And then gently come back to neutral and take a moment to simply feel the body now. You can close your eyes just to have a sense of this body, the energy, the release, maybe residual tension. And from here, take a breath in, nice and long, and then breathe out to come forwards as far as is right for you. If you're able to, you're going to press through your fingertips or the palms of your hands so that you maintain that connection through your sitting bones. And then breathe into the back body. Breathe into the back body. 5 breaths. Five breaths. Really long in the back of the neck, soft in the shoulders, back of the ribs. And then on the next breath in, lift your chest. And we're going to come to an all fours position. It may be that you can roll right over your knees, or it may be you come another way. Beautiful. So we're on an all fours position. Knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, the armpits. And let's come to some very familiar territory, some cat-cow. So breathing in, maybe feel the shoulders here, the shoulder blades as you dip. Smile the collarbones and then breathe out, scoop up. Just going to do 2 more, breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. And then coming to a neutral spine. Taking your hands a little bit out in front of you. And take a little bit of a cow here. So breathing in as you dip the spine and open the chest. And then from here, breathe out, but begin to roll over your thighs, hips, belly, chest, and forehead. On a breath in, roll your shoulders to your ears and peel the chest up. And then breathe out, push yourself back to child's pose. Sliding your hands forwards, breathe in and dipping the spine, dip in between the shoulder blades. And breathe out, scoop a little pelvis back as you begin to roll down on the thighs, the pelvis, the belly, the chest, and the forehead. Roll the shoulders up and around, breathing in to peel your chest up. Push through your hands and breathe out, come all the way back to child. I'm going to do that one more time. It just feels very soothing to me. So as you breathe in, slide your hands forwards and come straight into that dip. Breathe out, scoop the pelvis back, and then from there, slide over your thighs, your belly, your chest, your forehead. Breathing in, roll the shoulders back, peel the chest up. And this time, curl your toes under and come to a downward dog. And take 5 breaths here to walk out your downward dog. Walking out your downward dog. Lovely and steady. And then lifting your heels, breathing in, scoop the front body in as you come to plank. And breathing out, drop your knees or not, come all the way down to the mat. And breathing in, maybe you come into a higher cobra now. And breathing out, come slowly back to a downward dog or child's pose. You choose how you're feeling tonight. On the breath in, lift your heels up high, scoop the front body into the back body as you ripple. You might need to take your hands forwards a bit. And exhale, choose your way down to the mat. Release the toes. And inhale, peeling up. Maybe a bit higher this time. And then push yourself back either to child or to downward dog. Last time, breathing and be really mindful and slow. Pull yourself forwards to plank and use your breath out to come down. Breathing and peeling up as high as you like. Maybe you come really high now, straight arms. And breathe out, come either back to downward dog or to pose of the child. Just take a few breaths to settle and to bring that softness back in. I'm hoping it's a soothing, steadying practice tonight. And if you're not in child pose already, please come into pose of the child and softening by 30% more. And then if you'd like to come back onto your backs, please, with your knees in towards you. And just checking in with your shoulders, your ribs. Do you feel relatively soft? Your jaw, your neck. And holding on to your feet, take your knees out and bring the heels together into the groin. So if you can, you're going to hold on to your big toes. And we're going to open one leg out at a time. So I'm on the wrong side, I'm going to hit the wall. So take a breath in, and as you breathe out, slowly open out the right leg. And you might need to pulse it a bit. If you're feeling a bit stiff, don't come straight away. If you need to hold the leg lower down, please do. But when you've come to a place where you can stay, really push that heel away. Draw the leg out to the right, but without heeling over. So your back needs to be flat, your pelvis needs to be flat. Breathe here and bring softness in. Even if it feels like it isn't a very soft thing to do, it can be, everything can be, and that's the big challenge, I think, in yoga. And maybe in other aspects of our lives. One more breath in. And then breathe out, bending that right knee, heel back into the groin. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, begin to straighten out the left leg. You can take a few pulsing movements just to find your way until you're ready to stay in whichever version of this is right for you. And how interesting it is that we grip in the jaw or in the temples when we start opening into our lower body like this. Breathe and feel and breathe and feel. One more breath in. And then bringing the heel back in. Take a moment here. We are going to take both legs out. Take a breath in. And then when you're ready, taking both legs out, holding them wherever works for you. For me, the wall is in the way. I tell you, I'm really missing the river now. I do really enjoy teaching online, but I'm so looking forward to seeing some of your faces and being with you in the river room. And for those of you who are nowhere near Lancaster, I'm definitely going to carry on teaching online classes. Doesn't seem to be anywhere in the near future that things are going to change, but when things change, that's how it's going to be. It's been really lovely getting to know you virtually. Lovely messages, lovely exchanges. I'm so grateful to you all. Breathing it open here. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your legs together. Take another breath in and then bend your knees. Wonderful. And just give yourself a little bit of a hug, a little bit of a rock around. There's a stretchy class today. We're going to take Gomukhasana legs, actually eagle legs now. So if you'd like to, a little bit like what we did with the arms, wrap the right leg over the left. So you're crossing the legs high up the thighs and then bend the knees. Now for some of you, this is going to be plenty enough. Others of you, there's different things to do here. You could hold on to the knee that's far away from you, which is the left knee, and use your hands to draw the legs in. That might be where you want to be. Maybe you can slide your hands down the lower legs to your feet, lifting your shins to be parallel with the floor. That's quite intense on the right side. As you draw your feet towards your armpits, you might want to do that for a few breaths. It's a really wonderful stretch down the side of the right thigh, right inside the buttock, these little muscles that interpenetrate the gluteal muscles around the hips. They're responsible for rotating our hips like the piriformis. So you might want to stay here, or you might like to wrap your right foot behind the left lower leg. So this is true eagle legs. And if you're doing that, you might want to bring your arms into eagle arms, left arm over the top. You've already done eagle arms today. And take a few breaths and a little bit of a wriggle around here. Just feeling into eagle on the back, and whichever one of those versions works for you. So the trick with the legs, wherever you are, is to really squeeze the upper thighs together and draw the outside hips in towards the center. As if there's a string that you're rocking up in towards the center of your pelvis. Breathe in, and then breathe out, release, arms and legs up. You have a little shake. And we'll take Garudasana on the back on the other side. So crossing the left leg over the right, as high up the thighs as possible. Bending the knees and either holding the right knee with your hands and drawing the legs in, and or sliding your hands down to your feet, bringing your shins parallel, heels towards your armpits. Incidentally, if your chin is jutting up, do take something underneath your head. And or take the left foot behind the right calf for full eagle legs, Garudasana, and maybe wrap the right arm over the left for eagle arms and have a little bit of a schmoozle. Wriggling around, feeling into those knots of tension. So we're getting into the whole of the upper and lower body here. It's a lovely, lovely pose. One more breath in. And then breathe out, release your arms and your legs, have a little shake. And take a moment with the whole body extended on the floor. Whole body extended. And breathe. What do you feel? What do you notice? And have you lost sight of your intention? And if you'd like to, Bringing your knees into your chest before you roll over. And we bring ourselves to a downward dog. Straight to a downward dog. Taking 5 breaths here. You might want to twist your hips from side to side. You might want to bend a knee or both knees, just allowing yourself to really enjoy and relish the release that you may have experienced now expressed in your downward dog. How does it feel to breathe here? What do you notice? Next inhalation, looking in between your hands and stepping or walking your feet forwards, straight into a half forward fold. And then breathe out, fold completely. Pressing through your feet, breathe in, come all the way up, sweeping your arms over your head. And breathing out, arms down by your sides. Taking a moment to feel the body. Wonderful. And with your feet firmly planted, just take some lovely simple breaths with movement here. So the aim of this is to really aerate the ribs and the lungs, to bring as much air in as possible. So breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. And this time bringing your palms together in front of the heart space, interlacing your hands so your 4 fingers are pointing up. And breathing in, reach up. And breathe out, come over to the right, pressing into the left foot, reaching and lengthening in the side body, tucking the tailbone under, and then breathing into the top. And come over to the left, pressing into the left foot, breathing into the side body. Wonderful. And smiling, relaxing in the face, finding softness here, and then breathing in up to the top. And breathing out, arms down by your sides. On a breath in, sweeping your arms up. And breathing out, settle back into your Utkatasana, your chair pose. And we're going to ripple the spine a little bit in our chair. So you need to tuck the tailbone under a little bit, pelvis points back, tilts back. But then on an inhale, tilt the pelvis forwards and open your chest. Maybe your arms come back, a little bit of a back bend in your chair. And then breathe out, scoop. All the while working the thighs. We do this 2 more times. Breathe in and open. Tilt the pelvis forwards, chest open. Breathe out and scoop sideways back. Chin to your chest. 1 more. Breathe in and really open front of the spine, ripple. And breathe out, scoop. And then come to a neutral chair. Take a breath in. And then breathe out, push up. Arms down by your sides. Taking a moment here, left hand over the chest, right hand over the belly. Closing your eyes if that's fine for you and coming back to yourself. And we're going to have a go at bringing that sense of rootedness and lifting into standing balance. So you've already done it on your back. We're coming to eagle pose. Some people like to do this with their backs pressed against the wall. So you take the balance out of it, but you still come to the full pose. So maybe you press your back against the wall if you'd like to. And we're going to start by rooting down into our right foot, strong right leg. And just like you did on your back, taking the left thigh over. Now, you're going to choose your intensity of Garudasana tonight. It may be that you keep your left toes on the floor and you sit back in your eagle's nest, trying to tilt the pelvis back rather than forwards. Or, I don't know how I'm going to be today, let's have a go. You haven't done this for a while. You might like to wrap the foot behind your lower leg, or simply have the foot lifted. That's also absolutely fine. Tilt the pelvis back. Come to that sense of squeezing. Take your arms out, inhale. And then the right arm comes over the left for eagle arms. And I'm toppling out already. And take a few breaths here. So, tilting the pelvis back, so your sideways draws back and you sit back in your nest. Lifting your elbows and hands away from your face and breathe here. It's a strong pose. You're contracting everything inwards, but sensing that lift up through the top of your head and a brightening in your chest. Can you smile? Can you feel your thigh burning on the right? Very good. One more inhale. And then push up on the exhale and release delicately. Garudasana. It's a beautiful, beautiful grounding pose. It just kind of brings us into a relationship with our potential. We just feel it all bundled up and then we can break out. Let's take it to the other side. So this time your right leg is strong. Take your left leg over, squeeze, and choose where you're going to go. Are you going to wrap the foot around, or are you going to keep your foot on the floor? So you're not tilting the pelvis forward, you're pulling it back. So this helps engage the core. Arms out straight, inhale. Wrap the left arm over the right for eagle arms. Remember all that stuff we did with our shoulders, melting them away from the ears. Choose a place to fix your gaze softly and take a few breaths. Maybe sitting back down deeper into your eagle's nest. And stay and breathe. Feel the heat that this pose generates. One more breath in, and then push yourself out delicately. And take a moment to feel the body now. You could close your eyes if you want to. And then coming to the front of your mat for a little bit of a flow, quite light-hearted, just to bring a little bit of freedom. Let's take it freedom now through the body. Breathing in, lift your arms up. And breathe out, fold all the way down. And breathe into a flat back. Step back to your downward dog, breathe out. Lift your right leg up if you want to, up behind you on a breath in. And reach that foot in between your hands on the breath out. Lovely. Take a breath in here and then drop the back knee. Lifting the back foot. Plant your left hand down and reach your right hand around for that foot if you want to. Take a breath in here as you feel that lovely opening of the quadricep. Breathe out here. Take another breath in. And then release the foot. Bring both hands down inside the front foot. Come around to face the long end of your mat and squat over into the left knee, pulling your right toes towards you, Skandasana. Take a couple of breaths, maybe hands to your heart. So we really worked into this on our backs already, feeling the inside of the legs. One more breath in. And then breathe out, come all the way around to the front of your mat. Right foot is forwards, back heel is down. And begin to straighten in that front leg. Left hand to your hip, right hand to your shin. And open into your triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Take a couple of breaths here, feeling what the work we've done so far contributes to your experience of this pose. So much hip and shoulder work. One more breath in. We're just doing this lightly. Breathe out, look down, bend into that front knee. Slide the back foot away a little bit and come into side angle pose. Elbow on the knee or hand on the floor. Really lovely. Really lovely. Take a breath in, and then breathe out, look down at the front foot, and walk that front foot to the right as you lift up the left heel, hands to your hips. So we're in a lunge, and we're going to twist our lunge. Whoa, a bit wobbly. So we're doing this from the stability we've created through Garudasana. Hands to your heart, breathe in, and then twist to the right. Maybe looking over your right shoulder. Take a breath in as you push through the left heel. Another breath in, and then breathe out, look down, and take both hands inside the front foot, and walk your way around to the long end of the mat for a forward fold. Heels are out, toes are in. So we're just having a little bit of fun here now. Don't need to take it too seriously. Feel into your forward fold. And then take your toes out, your heels in, and lift yourself up into your goddess. Take a breath in here. Lift your toes and feel the opening and the power of your goddess. Lovely. Take a breath in, and then we come all the way down, heels out. Pour down into your forward fold. And walk your way around to face the back of your mat, sliding the front foot back to a downward dog. Beautiful, and lift your right leg up again, inhale. Just take it light and sweep the foot forwards, exhale. Wonderful. Drop the knee. This time take the right hand inside the right foot and reach for the left foot with the left hand. Take a little bit of a stretch here. Wonderful. Take a breath in and then breathe out. Lift up that back knee, drop the foot, and we'll come again into triangle on the right for a moment or two, feeling into your triangle. One more breath in, and then look down and bend into that front knee and come to your warrior two. Wonderful. One more breath in here, and then breathe out. Bring both hands down inside the front foot. Bring your way around to the long end of the mat, and again to the left side, come into your Skandasana. Right toes are towards you. Beautiful. And then coming back to the front, coming back to the back of your mat, excuse me. Wonderful. And turning yourself around to face the long end of the mat, heels are out, toes are in. Coming into your forward fold. Just for a breath or two. Bring your heels in, toes out, and come up into your goddess pose. Inhale. Really tucking that pelvis back. Exhale here. Take another breath in. And then breathe out, plunge forwards into your forward fold. Walk your way back to the front of your mat to a downward dog. Very, very lovely. And now lifting your left leg up. Take a breath in. And shoot the left foot in between your hands. Breathe out. Wonderful. Drop the right knee. Drop the right hand and sweep your left hand around to bring the right foot in. Very, very lovely. Just feeling this little bit of a stretch. Take a breath in here and then release. Bringing yourself around to the long end of your mat to crouch, to squat into the right side for your Skandasana. Left leg is straight. You could have your hands to your heart or not. Take a moment to feel. Remember, this is light. Drop your hands. Come around to the front of your mat. Dropping the back knee again. Lovely. Well done. And then lift the back heel, drop knee, drop the heel. And come into your triangle pose. Just lightly, just briefly. Finding your center, finding your stillness in the midst of this movement. One more breath in. And then breathe out, come into side angle pose, maybe sliding the back foot behind you a little bit more. Wonderful. And then coming up and moving your left foot to the left, lifting your right heel up, so your hands are to your hips. We come to that little twist. Hands to your heart, breathe in. You always can bring the back knee down if you need to. Otherwise, coming to your twist to the left, either looking down or looking up over your left shoulder. And taking a couple of breaths in here. Beautiful. One more breath in. And breathing out, look down. Take your hands down. Moving your way around to the long end of the mat. Heels out, toes in. Just take a moment to experience the release, the pouring of your upper body out of your pelvis in this forward fold. Then bring your heels in, toes out, and come to your goddess again. Breathe in. Breathe out here, really tip the pelvis back. Take a breath in. And then plunge down to your forward fold. And walk your hands around to the back of your mat. Slide the front foot back to a downward dog. Really generating some heat with this little flow. Lift the left leg up again, breathe in. And scoot it forwards, breathe out. Bringing the right knee down. Taking the left hand inside the left foot. Bending up the right knee and sweeping the right hand around to the foot to bring it in for a little bit of a stretch. How lovely. One more breath in. And then release and bring yourself around the long side of your mat. Come into Skandasana over the right knee, maybe hands to your heart. Feel the body. Really lovely. And then come back the way you came to the back. You can drop the back knee initially. Then we lift it, drop the back heel, straighten the front leg and come into your triangle. One more inhale here. And then find your warrior two. Lovely. Take a breath or two here. And then straightening that front leg, heels out, toes in. Inhale. And exhale. To a full forward fold now. And steady the breath. Steady the breath. Really heavy through the top of your head, heavy in your shoulders. Trying to reach the ceiling with your sitting bones. Really, really lovely. And then walking your hands around to the front of your mat to find your downward dog. And you have a choice here. You could come straight and rest in child's pose. Take a few breaths in downward dog, or maybe you feel cheated in this practice. We've done very little in the way of vinyasa. In which case, ripple forwards to plank, inhale. Exhale, come down. Inhale, peel up. And then we will all meet in child's pose for a couple of breaths here. Hands underneath the forehead. Can you release in the jaw completely? So it may be that that flow has revved up your breathing a bit. I don't know. It's difficult for me to know because I'm talking all the way through and it might be very different for you. But however you're feeling, can you come back to yourself and with steady breath, feeling the support beneath you? A few more breaths as you come to complete softness. We're coming to the end of the practice. When you're ready, coming to lie on your back. And we'll take a simple back bend, simple forward fold and a twist before you come to rest. I'd like you to choose your back bend tonight. You might want to take a simple bridge. Those of you who find it very rewarding and easy to do a wheel and Urdhva Dhanurasana, then of course go for that. But I'm going to only teach a bridge tonight. Finding the length in your spine. Heels in towards your sitting bones, feet parallel, about sitting bone distance apart. And take a full inhale, really feel your whole of your abdomen, torso expanding with the breath. And then exhale, push into your feet. Lift your hips and your bottom. Maybe wrap your shoulder blades around towards each other, interlacing your hands. Whichever version you're taking, and you might choose to take your thumbs and forefingers around your waist. In fact, that's what I'll do today. Whichever version you're taking, take 5 breaths, please. You might also hold on to your ankles. Please create space in your throat so you rock your head back a bit. And bring as much space and breath into the front body, lifting and pressing. Squeezing the shoulder blades. One more breath in. And then very gently come down. Very gently release the shoulder blades. And come all the way down very slowly. Taking a moment to feel the body here. Feel the vibrancy. And we're actually going to sit up for a forward fold today, so you might like to roll all the way up or roll over. Just very briefly for Paschimottanasana. Just a really nice way to turn inwards again after quite a high energy part of the practice. But you didn't know it was coming, did you, that flow? So finding your sitting bones, you can always sit up on something, you can always bend your knees. And then breathe and lift up. And breathe out, reach forwards, finding length before you release. Holding onto your feet if you can, but that's not necessary. You could have your hands further up. And we're just going to take 5 breaths, very simple. Trying to soften in the shoulders and the back of the neck. Exploring your range for movement here. Without strain. Can you hear? Bring even more softness into the pose. One more full breath in and a long breath out. And very gently coming up. Taking a moment. I do wish we had longer. It's very interesting. I put the 90-minute class on a Wednesday because I thought there were more people like me who like longer classes, and it's proving not very popular. So I'm not sure I'm going to continue teaching it. I think maybe at this time it's easier to have shorter classes. I would really welcome feedback on that topic. Please, please, please. Coming onto your back. And we just take a very simple twist, knees in towards you, rock over to the left. Your right arm out in a T shape, eyes over to your right hand. And soften in your twist, as soft as you can in the right shoulder, in the belly, in the side waist. So we've done quite a lot of twisting in this practice, so this should just feel very soothing now. Now bring softness into the whole of your face and head. Tongue, jaw, eyes. And softness into the whole of the contents of your abdomen and chest and pelvis. Let go. And of course, you're absolutely free to continue the practice. If you want to come into shoulder stand or a longer twist or anything that's part of your own individual practice, carry on. Otherwise, bringing your knees in towards you. And then shifting them over to the right, eyes to the left, arm in a T shape. And finding as much softness here on this side of your twist. Letting go completely. letting go completely. You feel soft in your gums and the roof of your mouth. Melt away. You could stay here longer, but it is coming to 7 o'clock, so if you'd like to bring your knees into your chest. And I'd like to really make sure, I can't make sure, but I'd like to feel I can make sure that you will rest now for minimum 5 minutes, hopefully 10. Sliding your feet away. And allowing yourself to bathe in sensation. Bathe in sensation without clinging or avoiding. Simply allowing the swirls and rhythms of sensation to move through you. Feel them. And I'm going to leave you resting. Thank you so much for joining me. I really thank you. If I would have turned the cameras on if I hadn't come up so up against the wire. I'm looking forward to seeing your faces very soon, maybe Saturday morning. And I hope you have a beautiful evening. There's a yin class tomorrow at 7 to 8:30. And in the morning, gentle and hatha flow 7 to 9. Thank you so much, everybody.